All right, if your business deals with procurement, you know the whole tender process can be, well, a total nightmare. It just eats up so much time and so many resources. So today, we're going to dig into a new AI platform that's promising to completely change the game. And get this, it could cut your workload by a truly staggering amount. No, really, just think about it for a second. All those hours your team wastes digging through old documents, right? The mind-numbing data entry, that constant frantic rush to hit deadlines, it's a headache for pretty much everyone. But what if? What if there was a genuinely smarter way to do all of it?
So here's how we're going to break it down today. First, we'll talk about the big problem, the procurement bottleneck. Then we'll introduce the AI solution designed to fix it. After that, we're going to peek under the hood to see how this thing actually works, and we'll wrap up by looking at some real results from real businesses.
Okay, let's kick things off with section 1, the procurement bottleneck. We all know the old way is painful, but what are the real costs hiding under the surface? What's the damage beyond just the day-to-day frustration? You see, it's not just one single problem, is it? It's more like a domino effect. You've got these clunky, inefficient workflows, and that leads directly to wasted hours. Rush deadlines? Well, that means you're pumping out inconsistent, maybe even inaccurate responses. And this whole manual grind, it's not just about missing out on a few opportunities. It leads to serious, legitimate team burnout. It's just this vicious cycle of wasted time and tanking morale. Okay, but what if you could break that cycle for good? Well, that brings us right into our second section, the AI-powered solution. It's time to talk about a totally new way to approach and, more importantly, win tenders. So, what exactly is OpenTender.AI? Well, at its core, it's a platform built specifically to tackle that whole messy process we were just complaining about. It uses AI to streamline literally everything from the very start of developing a tender all the way to the final evaluation. And here it is. This is the headline number: 70%. We're not talking about a tiny little improvement here. We are talking about a 70% reduction in the time it takes to respond to and evaluate tenders. That is a massive shift. I mean, just imagine for a second what your team could do with all those hours back. They could move from soul-crushing admin to actually focusing on strategy, on building relationships, on winning more business. All right, so a 70% time saving. That sounds almost too good to be true, right? So how does it actually work? How does it deliver on that huge promise? Let's dive into the platform and find out. The whole process is actually surprisingly simple. So, step 1, you upload your past tender documents. This creates your own private, secure tender bank. Then the AI gets to work, analyzing everything. From there, it uses that knowledge to help you draft brand new tenders or even evaluate responses that come in. And importantly, you're always in control. You can customize the outputs to make sure it sounds exactly like your company before you hit submit. And I really like this way of thinking about it. It's not just about automation. This thing is basically your company's secure tendering brain. That tender bank isn't just a dusty digital folder of old files. No, it becomes this living, intelligent hub of all your company's expertise. It learns from what worked in the past and helps you do it again, but way faster and more consistently. So let's boil it down. What does this all really mean for you? Well, you get smarter, more accurate responses thanks to the AI. You get your own secure knowledge hub with that private tender bank. You get to customize everything so your brand voice is always perfect. It's the whole shebang, really. An end-to-end solution for the entire process. Okay, but let's address the big one. The question that comes up every single time you talk about AI and business data. Security. I mean, you're uploading super sensitive stuff here. Past bids, pricing, your secret sauce. So how do you know it's actually safe? And the answer is that security is built right into the core of the platform. We're talking full GDPR compliance, enterprise-grade encryption, the works. And this is key. They're committed to ethically managed AI. So your data is not being used to train some public model. It stays yours, private and protected in your own secure little bubble. Okay, so we've covered what it is and how it works. Now for what might be the most important part. Who is actually using this, and what kind of results are they getting in the real world? Just listen to this. This is from a director at a small to medium business, one of the early adopters. They called it, quote, a total game changer. And you can see why, right? For a smaller company, saving all those hours while also improving accuracy, that's not just a nice little efficiency boost. That's what lets them actually go head-to-head with the big guys. And it's not just for the little guys. On the complete other end of the spectrum, you have a procurement lead from a big enterprise client. For them, the magic is in unlocking the value of their massive backlog of documents. That tender bank gives them a huge edge by turning all that institutional knowledge into something they can actually access and reuse. It basically transforms a messy archive into a powerful strategic weapon.
So this really paints a clear picture, doesn't it? It doesn't matter if you're a small business trying to punch above your weight, a huge enterprise drowning in high tender volumes, or just a procurement team that wants to work smarter, not harder. There's a really clear, tangible benefit for everyone.
So right now, the platform is inviting people to join the waitlist. It's a chance to get in early, to be one of the first to experience what really looks like the future of tender management.
And that really brings us to the final big question you have to ask yourself. With AI changing pretty much every aspect of business, is your procurement process actually future-proof? Is it ready for what's coming next? Something to think about. Thanks so much for tuning in.